Craig and Lori, imagine coming into your neighborhood, seeing trash everywhere, the smell of dead fish, and stepping ankle deep in the mud. That's reality for families here at Meadow Valley who return home this week. Take a look. Brian and Ashley, I met the family of Muhammad El Khor earlier today, and the first thing they did was grab their phones and start showing me old videos and pictures of him. That's how they're remembering his larger-than-life personality. Craig and Terry, Corey Atchison was met by several family members and friends as he took his first steps towards freedom earlier today. Craig and Terry, the pastor of this church, tells me that hundreds of families have lined up just outside of this church to collect the basic items they need to rebuild. Brian and Ashley, deputies say they found over 10.5 pounds of pure meth, but they say that busts like these aren't as rare as you may think. And city officials are working around the clock to get the rest of the park open in the near future. For now, we're live in Sand Springs, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News on 6. And members of this church say they're going to stick around for the long haul until the need is no more. For now, we're live in Sand Springs, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News on 6. Now, deputies say that the siblings were likely headed to Mississippi, an area where the meth could have sold for possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars. For now, we're live in Okmulgee, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News on 6. One of the first comments Atchison made after stepping outside of the jail into the sunlight was just how hot it was. For now, we're live in Tulsa County, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News on 6. Brian and Terry, Catoosa police say this is one of the biggest drug busts they've had in the city's history.
I mean, they found an ungodly amount of drugs.
Catoosa police hit the jackpot.
One of the guys in the room has like 87 Xanax bars and ecstasy pills.
That's not all. PCP, a gram of heroin, a pound of meth, a half pound of weed, and over $20,000 in cash made for quite the bust. It happened last night at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
This doesn't happen very often around here.
7 suspects were taken into custody.
This is all just a group of people that literally came to the casino with basically a cornucopia of drugs.
It all started when Byron Panther, a man previously banned from the casino, was spotted on property by hotel security.
There's cameras everywhere at the casino. Hotel, in the hallways, in the floor. I mean, you can't go anywhere and not be on camera.
Police were then called to the hotel where Panther was hiding in one of the rooms with the other suspects.
Well, our officer was like, hey, we know he's in here. You know, if you guys keep lying, you're going to go to jail for obstruction.
Officer Brent Colbert says Catoosa Police works closely with hotel security.
I mean, they work well with us, you know, and so I feel like this is probably one of the safest casinos in the area.
Colbert says a bust this size has its effects.
So when you take that amount of drugs off the street along with that amount of cash, that affects the supply in the area for at least a little bit.
Now, 2 of the 7 people have since bonded out. The rest remain behind bars tonight. For now, we're live in Catoosa, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News on 6. Craig and Terry Teeling Guan, the owner of Nita Massage right here in Broken Arrow, was booked in the Tulsa County Jail early this morning after accusations of running a prostitution ring inside her business. It's not something you'd expect from the business next door.
It's almost like a bombshell, you know, just here, it's like, whoa, that's next door.
Teeling Guan, the owner of Nita Massage in Broken Arrow, was indicted by a grand jury on 5 charges, including conspiracy to commit a felony, racketeering, and pandering for prostitution. An official filing states the crimes occurred from July 1st through December 12, 2018, almost 6 months. Guan was first arrested back in December after police were tipped off about a potential prostitution ring at the business. We showed up at the business today during the posted hours. We were met with locked doors and no responses, but that wasn't the case at surrounding businesses. Corey Johnston works next door at Zoe's Pizzeria.
Just to hear about it, it's crazy. It is one of those, it is a massage place, so it's kind of that far-fetched, you always kind of hear about it, but just to happen to hear it next door is just kind of weird.
He says the area is a family-friendly environment.
A lot of families, you know, families and kids with the game centers that we have in here, and the restaurants around in this area. I mean, just to hear that, it's just, again, it's mind-blowing.
Johnston says the city continues to grow, but news like this leaves him surprised.
Nobody wants that. So, yeah, definitely shocked.
And at last check, Guan still sits inside the county jail tonight. Her bond currently at $50,000. For now, we're live in Broken Arrow, Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News on 6.